Garry Dean, GarryDeanDetailing.com, DetailJuice.com. I'm going to show you how to use a rinseless wash, or if you were using my wash method, how you would do wheels. So basically, after you got the car done, which is what I start on, I get the car done first. You'll take the leftover water in the bucket that you pre-soaked your towels in. Now you'll have a couple of black towels left. One will be your washing towel, one will be your drying towel. Because the infinite use detail juice will encapsulate the dirt particles, it actually is softening the edges. I guess the technology is basically that it surrounds the dirt so that it doesn't have as much of an opportunity to mar the paint. The paint on your wheels is far more durable than the paint on the car. It's also silver here on these particular wheels. If these weren't everyday driven wheels, if they were super fancy, I might take a little bit more care as far as to swap my water out every wheel. There are things that you can do. Just understand that in a professional detailing environment, if there's any money to be made, you have to find a way to maximize the time, and you have to find a way to maximize the quality at the same time. So what I do on wheels that are pretty dirty, on nice cars, but they're factory wheels, they're nothing super extravagant, is I'll use the water that's left in the wash bucket. I'll use my infinite purpose cleaner and a variety of brushes, and I'll go to town, and then the drying towel will take care of all the nastiness. As you can see, this wheel is pretty dirty. You can see it better there. The caliper is pretty nasty, so what I do is take my infinite purpose cleaner and I spray everything down. This will remove the browning from tires. It'll break down the brake dust and spray the caliper. You know, the cool thing about these nicer cars is that Mercedes wanted you to see those calipers. That's why they went to the trouble of powder coating them silver and then stamping AMG on them. So if they want you to see them, they should be clean. This is actually going to be the last how-to type video that I post to YouTube. From now on, you'll find these types of resources on rawdetailtv.com, which will launch September 1st of this year, 2014. So we got a couple months left. I'm still shooting video, but it's going to be all how-to on how to detail auto, boat, RV, motorcycle, anything and everything from the basics up to the high-end wet sanding and, you know, compounding, polishing, coatings, all of that. This right here is the last how-to you get for YouTube. So I'll start with this brush here. I like to get my lug nut area with this. And then the emblem. I also will go in and get the caliper as best I can with this brush, because some brakes have the brake lines coming out of the calipers and you got to get behind them, and usually your fingers, well, my fat fingers won't fit. So now I'll skip to the hard bristle brush and get the tires clean. Scrub the tires down, get all that browning off. Then I'll go into the brawn brush, wheel woolies, get the barrels nice and clean. Get behind every spoke, get them all nice and clean. You got to make sure you get the wheel weights for balancing, got to get those clean. Get in there and scrub, 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 make sure everything is good. Try to get your caliper when you're around it with this brush. Alright, now that that's clean, I'll take a smaller wheel woolly brush, try to get that caliper a little bit better. Now, most of the detailing for me with wheels is done with a microfiber towel soaked in the infinite use detail juice. So what I'll do first is I'll go around the tire, I'll dip it back in the water to get all that tire nastiness off. It's still wet. So I'll go around, Now I'll get the face of the wheel clean. Put your fingers in all the nooks and crannies. Make sure all the dirt and brake dust and all of that crap is off the wheel. Then, with your hands, if you can access the barrels, that's your opportunity to deep clean the barrels, the back of the spokes, around the hub. Basically, with wheels, if you can see it, in my opinion, it should be clean. So, kind of where we're at. The other cool thing about this process with the rinseless wash is people say, what about the fender wells? Well, I haven't gotten to those yet. I'll get to those in just a minute. But you keep dipping your towel back in the solution as best, as often as you want. And then you go to town with these calipers. You got to make those things look just as good as the wheels. They're powder coated for a reason. So you just look at them at every angle that you can see them at. Stick your finger in the towel, and that's the best brush right there, is your finger in a microfiber towel. That's my go-to. When I can't get it with a real brush, I stick my finger in a towel. It really works well and doesn't cost you any extra. So just make sure the calipers look as good as they can. And obviously, this is the way to do this without pulling off the wheel. If you've got the time and the opportunity to pull the wheel off, if you want to have that liability of pulling the wheel off, you could very well do that. On this particular job, I'm going to be compounding and polishing this car. So I'm not going to pull the wheel off. That wasn't part of the deal. Just not going to do it. So I would take this big wheel woolly, I'd stick this in here now, and I'd go to town on the fender wells. You could also spray it with all-purpose cleaner, or in this case, my infinite purpose cleaner from detailjuice.com, which is what I use exclusively, of course. You just get those fender wells clean. You can give them a little wipe if you want, but at this point, I just take my black towel. I'm just using a ratty old towel for the wheels now when I was cleaning them. But I would just start with the tires, go in there, and you're going to wipe off all the residue from the Infinite Use Detail Juice or whatever rinseless product you're using. Get everything dry and pick up all the leftover residual dirt and water and brake dust and solution. Just wipe that all clean so that there's no spots or stains or runs or drips or any of that. I'm actually going to come back with compressed air and spray out these lug nut holes and the calipers and stuff like that to make sure there's no water that's holding dirt and debris that's going to drip out of that and create a run that I've got to then go back and fix. So that is how we clean wheels with the Garry Dean wash method and or a rinseless type wash. And you can see that they're not absolutely perfect. I'm probably going to try to see what this is. It feels like gum. I'm going to get that gum out. Actually, it's coming right out. It is gum. That's weird. Gum inside your wheel. It's weird. Alright, I got that out successfully. Anyway, bottom line is, can you get this better than this? I don't know, maybe marginally. It's a wheel. I mean, as soon as this guy pulls it out of here and pushes on his brakes, it's going to get a layer of brake dust on it. It is very clean, looking fantastic. I'm not sure that it's worth more effort than this on a daily driven car. I mean, calipers, perfectly clean. I mean, there's nothing there. I don't know that you can get these wheels any cleaner by a pressure washer, a different kind of soap. I mean, this is it. The tires are nice and clean. They don't have anything on them that need to come off. The fender wells are clean. The wheels are clean. So that is how we do wheels after the Garry Dean wash method. Just in case you were wondering, there's a couple of people who've been asking me for this. There are other videos on YouTube on my channel about this same topic, but I wanted to show you on a dirty Mercedes wheel, because we all know German cars have brake dust like no other. And so that's how we do rinseless washing wheels. So thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and don't forget to check out rawdetailtv.com, which is going to be my online detail training program that is completely free. You'll just have to register on the site, and then you have access to all of my knowledge, which could help you. So check it out. September 1st is the launch date. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.